ഇതിലാണല്ലേ?
Agasthyarkoodam Trek is one of the hardest trek in Kerala. It's a trek where you can leave all your tension behind and spend 2 days inside the forest with no mobile range and refresh your mind completely. This UNESCO recognized peak in Western Ghats is famous for its biodiversity, historic trade routes, and religious importance, and that's why it attracts trekkers and environmental lovers alike. Agasthyamalai, also called Agasthyarkoodam, is one of the peaks in Agasthyamala Biosphere Reserve in Western Ghats. It's located between Tirunelveli district in Tamil Nadu and Trivandrum district in Kerala. It has a height of 1,868 meters or 6,129 feet. The never-drying Tamaravarani river originates from Agastyamalai and flows into Tirunelveli. Rivers like Karamana and Neyyar river also start here and flows westward through Trivandrum district of Kerala. Details on how to book are given in the description below. Booking can be done through Kerala Forest and Wildlife Department's online portal. Only 100 people are allowed entry per day. This year, the fee is 3,000 rupees. Many private trekking groups also conduct treks, but they also book through the same portal. When I reached Trivandrum Airport from Bangalore, my friend Kannan and his wife were waiting to receive me. The next morning, he dropped me at Tambanur bus stand. 2 others who were trekking with me were already waiting there. Early morning, we had a strong black tea, then parota and beef, and went inside the bus stand and started searching for our bus. A KSRTC Vanad bus with a board saying Bonakkad was waiting there. There's a bus from Tambanur to Bonakkad every morning at 5. It goes via Nirmangad and Vidura. Many trekkers travel in that bus, along with some regular passengers. The conductor and the driver seem to know most of the frequent travelers. On the way, there is a tea shop at Vidura. You can have a quick breakfast over there. After that, the route goes through plantations. Itinerary is located here and we can see its white campus from the bus. At the junction leading to Varvandol waterfalls, we see the first checkpoint. Since we were travelling by bus, we did not have to show any documents, but those coming in private vehicles must show their permit and ID here. After this checkpoint, there is a small ghat section. We even saw fresh elephant dung in some places. And after the climb, we reached Bonakkad. Old buildings, houses, quarters, and factory remains that show its past glory can be seen here. From where the bus stops, we need to walk around 2 kilometers to reach the trekking base camp. It's a small untarred road. Remains of an old tea factory can be seen from here. It's said to be an estate started during a British period in 1850s. After the British left, an Indian private company took over. Around 10 to 20 years ago, the company shut down due to its losses. The workers' quarters and houses are what remain today. Bonacaud also has spooky stories. There's a bungalow built for the estate manager. When a British manager lived here, his 13-year-old daughter died under mysterious circumstances. Heartbroken, he returned to England, but the stories say people have seen the girl and heard a voice in the abandoned bungalow. Another story says that the local girl once went into the forest near the bungalow to collect firewood. She returned home after dusk. Even though she was illiterate, she suddenly started reading and writing English. And after some time, she also passed away. So yes, Bonakkad has some spooky stories. Anyway, I decided I must visit this bungalow on my way back. Since this is a deep forest, there is a chance of spotting elephant, bears, bison, peacocks and more. Some people were coming by bike and car. And if you have your own vehicle, you can go directly up to the trek base. But if you come by bus like us, you must walk those 2 kilometers from Bonakkad. The 2 people joining me arrived on a bike. And finally, we reached the forest office from where the Agasthyamala trek begins. This forest office is the starting point of the trek, and from here, today's camp is around 16 kilometers away. We must show the medical certificate that comes along with the ticket, and if you're coming as a group, you also need to provide the trek leader's name and everybody's emergency contact details. If you arrive in the morning, you can buy black tea, coffee, breakfast, lunch and more from here. We bought lunch for the midday. Walking sticks are available here. You need to pay 20 rupees for one stick. We must show both online and offline tickets here. Then they check our bags carefully. Plastic, soaps, cigarettes and alcohol are strictly not allowed. If carrying plastic is unavoidable, you must declare it here and pay a deposit. When you return and show the same amount of plastic, you will get the money back. The deposit is 200 rupees for 5 plastic items.
ഏറ്റവും നല്ല ഹാർഡസ്റ്റ് ട്രക്കിംഗ് റൂട്ടായ ആസ്യാമത്തിലേക്കാണ് നമ്മൾ യാത്ര പോകുന്നത്. അതേപോലെ ഇത്രയും ഹാർഡസ്റ്റ് ട്രക്കിംഗ് റൂട്ടായതുകൊണ്ട് അത്രയും റിസ്കി പ്ലേസ് ആണ്. ധാരാളം വന്യമൃഗങ്ങളുടെ ആവാസ സ്ഥലവും എപ്പോഴും ശക്തമായ കാലാവസ്ഥ വ്യതിയാനമായ കാറ്റ്, മഴ, മഞ്ഞ് എന്നിവ ഉണ്ടാവാൻ സാധ്യതയുള്ള സ്ഥലങ്ങളാണ്. നിങ്ങൾ യാത്ര പോകുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും, വഴിക്ക് ഒരു പ്ലാസ്റ്റിക് പോലും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാൻ സാധിക്കത്തില്ല. അത്ര ക്ലീനായിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ വനത്തെ സംരക്ഷിക്കുന്നത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ദയവേത് പ്ലാസ്റ്റിക്, സോപ്പ്, ഷാമ്പു, പെർഫ്യൂംസ്, പൂജാസാധനങ്ങൾ, മറ്റ് ലഹരി പദാർത്ഥങ്ങൾ, ലൈറ്റർ, കത്തി ഇതൊന്നും നിങ്ങൾ വനത്തിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുപോകാൻ പാടുള്ളതല്ല. മദ്യമോ അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങളെ പിന്നെ അങ്ങോട്ട് ട്രക്കിങ്ങിന് നമ്മൾ പെർമിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്.
Online tickets are available only during the season. In the off-season, if you want to trek, you must visit their office in Trivandrum for an offline ticket. It's said that at least 10 people are needed, or you can contact the small trekking teams who organize such trips. I've given the details in the description. A guide was sharing many stories with us. His name is Muthupandi. He originally came from Tamil Nadu during the estate company days.
Athirumala, Kalyana നടക്കല് ദേവന്മാരൊക്കെ ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് കൂടി ഒരേ സ്ഥലത്ത് കൂടയില് ഭൂമി കൊണ്ട് ഒരു ഭാഗം കൊണ്ട് താറും.
Since Agastyamalai is on the Kerala-Tamil Nadu border, his speech is a beautiful mix of Tamil and Malayalam. On the way, we can see many streams and small waterfalls like this. Even during summer, these water sources have enough flow. Because of them, we get drinking and bathing water easily. The water is very cold, tasty and said to have medicinal value. The forest has many medicinal plants and the water flows through their roots and soil, carrying those benefits. We are trekking in January, yet the sun is not too harsh. If we come during the rainy season, these streams may have more water and crossing may become difficult. Sometimes you may need to hold the ropes or even walk through the water. And after walking for a while, we reached the first camp shed. Based on numbering, the place we started the camp is Camp 1 and this camp is Camp 2, called Latimota. These camps are built for resting or protection from animals. A deep trench surrounds the camps, stops elephants from entering. Basic medicines are kept in a cover at the center. From here, Agasthyarkoodam is around 16.5 kilometers away. Camps like this are set up every 2 to 3 kilometers. Along the way, we can see small temples and sacred grove-like setups, probably made by tribal communities long ago. This forest is full of medicinal plants. According to legend, they may have been planted by sage Agastya and his disciples, or they may have been grown naturally due to climate and geography. Some students studying in a botanical garden were trekking with us, observing and learning about different plants. One special thing about this trek route is that it feels like walking through many different landscapes. Some places have only red flowers, some have flat paths, some have steep climbs through roots, and some have huge rocks. We reached a stream with good water flow. A rope is tied there for crossing, meaning it becomes difficult when the water level rises. Our guide Muthupandi was with us only until here. Beyond the stream, another team takes over. Most guides here are either former Bonakkad factory workers or tribal people from the forest settlements. They get work only during this season and only about 10 to 15 days a month. We started trekking around 9 am. By the time we reached here, people who are already completed the summit trek were coming down. Crossing this river and climbing a little leads to the next campsite, Karamanayad. Like Camp 2, this also has trenches and a shed. One special feature about the Agastyamalai trek route is that some sections have dense forest shade, while others have open sun. And after walking under the sun, we soon reach shaded areas with streams where we can rest and drink water. Because of this, we don't get exhausted too quickly. Even though Agastyamalai is on the Kerala-Tamil Nadu border, the trekking route is through Kerala via Bonakkad. The Tamil Nadu route exists, but it's not open to the public. It's said to be steeper and has more wildlife presence. That's why only Tamil Nadu Forest Department officials trek that route only 4 to 5 times in a year. Hindu Puranas mention Sage Agastya as one of the Saptarshis. It's believed that his presence exists on this mountain. During the wedding of Shiva and Parvati, all the gods gathered at Kailasa in the Himalayas. At that time, to prevent the earth from losing its balance, Shiva sent Sage Agastya to this mountain, as the story says. And it's also believed that after the wedding, Shiva and Parvati themselves came here to meet Sage Agastya. If we search, we can find many stories and beliefs about Agastyamalai. Even though this is a dense forest with many animals, the chance of seeing wildlife during the season is very low. The reason is that only 100 people are allowed entry per day. When 100 people go in, same number will also return. Because of the constant human presence, animals usually stay deep inside the forest and do not come out. Most of what we enjoy here is the terrain and natural beauty. After walking a little more, we reached another waterfall. Many people were taking rest here and some were bathing. The water is very cold. If you take a quick dip, you'll feel extremely fresh. We had our lunch from here itself. Try not to throw any food waste into the water. Many people below the mountain take this water for drinking, and this is the main reason why soap is not allowed in our luggage. Also, the chemicals in the soap can damage the plants in this forest. After enjoying the waterfall, we moved forward. We could see the next campsite on the left side. This campsite is called Varapaindiyad, and from here, we need to walk 12.5 kilometers through the forest to reach Agastyamalai. And also, since there are wild animals and because of this trek is a sacred journey for many, it's better to walk quietly without making too much of noise. Some trees and plants here feel completely new to us. Some flowers may be ones we are seeing for the first time. Even the roots of certain trees look amazingly beautiful. After walking again, we reached another camp. The fifth camp is called Attayar. Among the camps all we saw, this one felt more beautiful. This camp is located above a stream that turns into a small waterfall. We cross the stream by stepping onto the stones scattered in the flowing water. Even during the rainy season, the water level may not rise too much here because the extra water directly falls down to the waterfall. But the current can become stronger. The special thing about this waterfall and the stream is that bathing is not allowed here. It's said to be more dangerous than the other waterfalls. From here, the distance is 10.5 kilometers. So far, the trek was through a moderate terrain. Actually, the trek becomes difficult only after Attayar onwards. Immediately after Attayar, we need to climb a small uphill section to reach the next level. This path leads directly into an anti-elephant poaching camp meant to prevent people from killing elephants for their tusk. From here, we enter a terrain that looks like a grassland hills, like Motakuna. From this point till the base camp, the trek becomes a bit hard. There are two reasons. First, there are fewer trees here, so we have to walk under strong sunlight. And also, some climbs are very steep. If your shoes do not have good grip, you can easily slip and fall. Second, by the time we reach here, we are already tired. And when the terrain becomes harder, we get exhausted quickly. This entire area is covered with dry grass. To prevent forest fires, some patches have been deliberately burnt to ash. So if a fire starts, it will not spread easily because there is nothing left to burn. Some mountains that are part of Agastyamalai range can be seen clearly from here. Usually two kinds of people come for this trek. One group are believers who feel Sage Agastya's presence in this mountain. The second group are those who simply love greenery and nature. The believers used to walk barefoot. Some even wore only a munda. Before November 2018, the local Kanni tribal community did not allow women to climb Agasthyarkoodam. After the court removed this ban, an Indian Information Service officer named Dhanya Sanal reached the summit in 2019, becoming the first woman to do so. So now trekking is open for everyone, regardless of gender, age or background. The season is usually from Magaravilakku until Shivaratri, meaning January till February. I feel the period after the monsoon is even more beautiful because we can see more greenery then. One important thing trekkers must remember is that protecting this place is our responsibility. The lower regions of this peak are famous for rare medicinal plants. Around 2000 medicinal herbs used in Ayurveda are found here. We still had about 2 more hours of walking left to reach the base camp. If you do not carry snacks and water, these sections can be tough. This grassland stretch is the only place where water is not available. In all other sections, streams are plenty, so we must refill the water from Athir itself. And this is the hardest part of day 1 trek. At the end of the Greenland section is the camp called Agasthyamala. This camp is slightly downhill from the main path, and there is a stream here where you can collect water. And from here onwards the climb becomes steep again, even harder than the grassland section. Unlike the open grassland, the next climb is through an area filled with trees. When we enter this section after walking in the sun, it feels like stepping into an air-conditioned room. I'm not sure how well it shows in the video. As each section passes, the trek difficulty increases. The terrain becomes tougher with large roots, big rocks and steep climbs. Among all the sections we walked so far, this part felt the most difficult. Even though there is no sunlight and the streams are cool, the terrain makes us slow. Take small steps and do not rest too long because your body will cool down and make you more tired. And this is also where we truly feel the weight of our backpack. Pack as light as possible. Half of the things we carry will not even be used. And also, keep a small bag ready for tomorrow's summit trek. You can take only the essential items. This forest section is very dense and full of greenery. Along the way, we can see small sacred grove-like prayer spots under the trees. At the first camp, when they check our bags, they do not allow any puja items. So these places may belong to the beliefs of the tribal communities living inside the forest. Sage Agastya is worshipped in many places. These are not big temples, but small sacred spaces. And finally, we reach today's last camp, Athirumala. From this turn, our camp is on the right side. The path on the left is the route we take tomorrow to reach the summit. And if you walk a little further, we can see many small sacred groves on the right side. We are not allowed to enter them. They are blocked with vines and ropes. On Shivratri evening or on the day itself, no outsiders are allowed here. Only certain tribal communities and some locals from Kerala and Tamil Nadu have the right to come and perform rituals here. Now we have reached the Athirumala camp. From here, the summit is about 6 kilometers away. We will sleep here tonight, and tomorrow morning at 7 we can begin climbing. As soon as we arrive, we must show our pass and register here. They need the count of people coming and going. Since guides may not stay with us the entire time during the season, they control everything using the start and end point records. They check whether everyone who started has returned safely.
ഇതിന്റെ ടോപ്പിൽ അത് 12 മണിനുള്ളിൽ നമ്മൾ അവിടെ എത്തിയിരിക്കണം.
There are 2 long sheds here for accommodation. Half of one shed is allocated for women, and the remaining half plus the second half is for men. The front shed is for the forest staff. Behind this camp, there is an open hill. From here, we can clearly see Agasthyamalai, which we will climb tomorrow. There is also a stream behind, deep enough for bathing. Since the water is extremely cold, we should bathe quickly and come out. And if you fall sick here, reaching a hospital is very difficult. But after a bath and a good sleep, we will feel fresh tomorrow. Would anyone believe if I say the mountain itself has the shape of sage Agastya? Yes, it does. It may not be obvious at first, but I'll draw it and show you. Then you can see the form of sage Agastya standing with pot in his hand, looking upwards. It truly feels like a miracle. The camp is protected with trenches so that the elephants and bears cannot enter. If you stand behind this area, you may even get some mobile range. But it's not safe to stand there in the evening because guides say bears are common here. The canteen here provides basic food. The most expensive kanji in Kerala is available here. It costs around 175 rupees. But we cannot blame them because all supplies have to be carried manually up to this distance. There is also another settlement route, but even from there, supplies must be carried for minimum 6 kilometers. That path is not open for public. And after having kanji, we return to the shed. We sleep together here. Remember to carry a blanket. I had bought odomus, but it was not needed. Electricity is available only from 7 to 9 in the evening through solar power. Power banks are better because the plugs may not be enough for everybody. If snoring is a problem, carry earplugs as well. If you wake up early in the next day, you can climb without crowd. We had come for a 3-day trek, but due to an urgent need to return home, we decided to climb and go back down on the second day itself. Otherwise, we could have stayed here tonight and descended tomorrow morning. The bathroom is beside the shed. Water for brushing and washing hands is available all the time. You can even drink this same water as it's come directly from the mountain. We also get strong hot choco coffee here. In this cold weather, having hot coffee feels amazing. Breakfast is also available. One thing I forgot to mention, there is no Google Pay here. You must carry cash, otherwise you'll have no choice but to stay hungry. We start the summit trek at 7 in the morning. Before that, the guides will go ahead and check the route for animal presence. If there is a strong wind or a wildlife activity, they may not allow trekking. Weather can change suddenly at the top. Strong wind can cause accident. The guide said the trek has been cancelled a few times because of such conditions. So we started trekking again. After walking a short distance from the base camp near the temple we saw yesterday, we turned right and began the climb to the summit. The route ahead is dense forest. The terrain is similar to the hardest climb which we did after Bonakkad. Compared to yesterday's trek, the uphill path is very difficult. Usually this is a 3-day trek. Day 1 ends at Athirumala base camp. Day 2 is a summit climb and return to Athirumala. Day 3 is descending back to Camp 1. You can try to go back to Camp 1 on the second day itself. But only do this if you are confident, because if you become slow in the evening, darkness and wind can become dangerous. We decided to return all the way down today itself because of an urgent reason at home. The distance from Camp 1 to Athirumala is officially said to be 18 kilometers, but when we tracked it on our watches, it came as 12.5 kilometers. Similarly, Athirumala to the summit is said to be 6 kilometers, but we got only 4.5 kilometers. But this 4.5 kilometers is a very hard trek. We must reach the summit before 12 noon. This rule is set considering the time we needed to descend safely. If you do not have reached the top by 12, you must turn back from wherever you are. Also from Athirumala, you can descend only until 2 p.m. And after that, they will not allow you to go down. These rules are for the safety because this is a dense forest. As we climbed further, we started seeing rocky sections. Since we started early in the morning, there was thick mist. If there is mist at the top, we won't get any view. On the way, we saw many beautiful plants, mostly small bush-like ones. And from here, we climb directly to Pongalapala. Believers prepare Pongala offerings here. Another special point is that after this, there is no proper water source above. So if you want good drinking water, you must take it from here. You may find small springs, but they are stagnant and we don't know if they are safe to drink. As I said earlier, two types of people come here, believers and trekkers. So many people climb barefoot, without shirt, wearing only a munda, chanting Sage Agastya's name. As much as possible, do not disturb them. Avoid shouting or using bad language. It will be uncomfortable for them who come to pray. Also, walking quietly helps us enjoy the beauty better. As mentioned at the start, the Tamarabarani river originates from here. Many people come here and take a holy dip as a part of their belief. After that point, it becomes pure rock. During rainy season, these rocks can become very slippery. We can also see a carved stone spot, like an old grinding stone. It may have been used long ago to grind medicine or to cook food. I've seen such carvings on many temple mountains. From here begins the most difficult part of the trek. There are many steep sections, huge boulders, and very narrow paths. In many places, we must use both hands and legs to climb. In many sports, ropes are tied. Since the rocks are slippery, holding the rope gives a better grip. After the rocky section, we enter an area with some trees. I don't know how much the camera captures it, but it's extremely beautiful. Cool air, mist, greenery, light wind, it's a full package. Walking through it gives an amazing feeling. After this comes another steep climb. A thick rope is placed here as well, because the rocks are slippery. If you try climbing without holding the rope, be very careful. If you fall, they will have to carry you on a stretcher. So climb and descend with full attention. Even if you climb without support, while coming down, you must use the rope. We are now very close to the summit. There is one more rope section and after that one more climb. Only after completing these sections we can reach the top. Because this trek is adventurous and the mountain is very high, only those without the fear of heights should choose it. And if you feel dizziness, accidents can happen. Also, the wind is strong here, so do not stand close to the edges. There are about 3 to 4 rope climbing sections in this trek, and after crossing all of them, you finally reach the top of Agastyamalai. The summit is fairly wide and open. There is a stone sculpture of Sage Agastya here. This is not a normal temple with regular rituals. Sage Agastya is believed to be immortal, so people believe his presence exists in this mountain. The shape of this sculpture is also believed to match the shape of the mountain itself. The face looks slightly upward. Since Agasthyamalai is on the Kerala-Tamil Nadu border, from here we can see Tirunelveli on one side and Trivandrum on the other side. We can also spot 3 to 4 dams and their reservoirs. If you are lucky, you can see a cloudbird in clear weather. If there is heavy mist, there will be no view. Rain or wind can also make climbing difficult, so we were lucky to get a good view. Because of the cloudbird, we could not spot some of the lower areas, but we enjoyed this beauty. From here, we can see the camp where we stayed last night. From here, we can also see a mountain with 5 peaks. It said Sage Agastya visited that place as well, but permission is not given to climb it, and it's also a difficult trek. While descending, you must be even more careful than climbing. Some sections are harder to come down than to go up. Wearing shoes with strong grip is absolutely necessary in my opinion. If your legs are not strong, this route becomes very difficult. Since we decided to return today itself, we started descending quickly. When we reach Athirumala camp again, we must show our pass and write exit before leaving. Forest staff must get the count. They will inform the base camp how many people have descended. Only after everyone returns will the guides of the route will also go back. We cannot say we saw no animals at all. This is a small snake we saw on the way. We were crossing the path. If you do not come in your own vehicle, it's better not to descend on the same day itself. The last bus from Bonakkad is at 5 in the evening. After that, you must depend on some autos or jeeps, and there is no guarantee that you will get one. Auto fare till Vithura is 1600 rupees. Otherwise, you may have to return with other trekkers who have vehicles. Because it was urgent, we descended. 2 people left on their bike, and the rest came till Vithura with the help of other trekkers. A guide who was returning gave me a lift till Vithura. The route is deep for us. We spoke and shared small stories on the way and reached Vithura. From here, we took an auto to Nedumangad. And from Nedumangad, we took the 11 PM bus to Tambanu. All the important details are given in the description. So, subscribe for more videos like this and share this with friends who are planning to visit Agasthyarkoodam. See you again with another video. So, വീണ്ടും സന്ധിക്കും വരേക്കും വണക്കം.